And that is where we begin tonight. That Trump rally at New York's Madison Square Garden that wasn't just reminiscent of the pro-Nazi rally held there in...
Okay, so who's doing Joy Reid's makeup? Because, like, I don't understand who thought that it was okay to do this to this woman. Like, I mean, like, I get the whole bit of, like, there's nothing that you can do to make this face pretty. Don't care. She's a miserable person. I don't care. This ain't it, though. I mean, this is seriously not it. It's not. It's just not it.
In 1939, it actively mirrored that event right down to Trump's white supremacist ghoul, Stephen Miller, echoing Nazi rhetoric in his speech.
America is for Americans and Americans only.
That's great-grandson of Jewish immigrants Stephen Miller, echoing the words of that night in 1939 that promised to restore America to the true Americans. In case you had any doubts about that being...
America's for the Americans only. Why is this really a problem? Like, why is everybody getting so unhinged about this, simple fact? It's for Americans only. That's it. It's not a big deal. It's not. I think the green is shining off. It's reflecting off this shirt over here. Guys, thank you for watching too. By the way, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. My audio and stuff is a little off. I'm just going to address it. I'm on location. That's why. That's why this is also a faceless video. But anyway, coming back to it. What is so Nazi about saying America is for the Americans? Who else is America for? It just doesn't make any sense.
Full blood and soil talk from Miller. Of course, they tried to cloak the fascism of it all by rolling out a litany of MAGA losers and celebrity has-beens like Dr. Phil, who used his minute to whine about DEI, but only has a career after being offered West Texas white man DEI from Oprah Winfrey. And disgraced and disbarred former America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, who claimed that Palestinian toddlers are murderers.
Yeah, that I do have a problem with. That is the part about Giuliani was like the simping has to stop. Y'all know how I feel on this channel. That it just makes us look it makes them look really ridiculous. Like it was disgusting. That part is disgusting because it's like, what are you saying? Like, how much more for Israel do you need to be? Like, okay, we get it. You're for Israel. Like it just doesn't make any sense. But coming back to Dr. Phil, what do you mean West Texas white man DEI? Dr. Phil is a very, very smart man. He definitely articulates himself in a very, easy to understand manner, relatable manner, common sense, a little too nice when it comes to some of the terms about cisgender. I don't really like using those terms, but he takes an approach to some very insane guests. He takes an approach to them in a way that's very, again, common sense and rational, practical, right? Instead of telling them that the world is theirs no matter how delusional they are. So what is she talking about? What is she talking about?
While accusing Democrats of being on the side of terrorists in Israel's war in Gaza. And if you don't think they know fully or knew fully what they were doing, one speaker, radio host Sid Rosenberg, said the quiet part out loud.
I get back and they go, Sid, you want to speak at this MSG thing? I go, sure. Out of character for me to speak at a Nazi rally. I was just in Israel, but I took the gig.
I will again remind you that Stephen Miller paraphrased literal American supporters of Adolf Hitler at this rally. This is not a joke. And yet people like that offered the meat of the MAGA closing argument last night in an event that careened from disturbing to the entirely absurd. Trump lawyer Alina Habba, who's lost every case she's put up for him, dancing her way to the stage in a bedazzled MAGA jacket to All I Do Is Win. And wrestler Hulk Hogan having a wardrobe malfunction of sorts on his signature move, followed by a litany of speakers unloading a stream of racism, unabashed misogyny, demonizing immigrants.
Girl, the complaints are just too much for me, okay? The complaints are seriously just too much for me. Like I'm just starting like, oh my God, we get it, Joy. We get it. And you didn't like it because you're not really saying the quiet part out loud. You're not. Okay, because you know what kills me. Okay, you know what? I'll get back to that. I'll get back to that.
Immigrants, LGBTQ folks, and Vice President Harris.
The whole party, a bunch of degenerates, lowlives, Jew haters, and lowlives. Every one of them.
She's a fake, a fraud. She's a pretender. Her and her pimp handlers will destroy our country.
In fact, she is the devil, whoever screamed that out. She is the Antichrist because she's just so impressive. As the first Samoan, Malaysian, low IQ, former California prosecutor ever to be elected president.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark, gothic MAGA.
It's so cringe.
And I'll be damned if you're going to have some school tell my boys that they can now be girls.
I have just one question for Florida Congressman Byron Donald, since you have thoughts about what you will or will not be told.
Okay, before she starts asking her little question, let me just make this very clear. She is miserable, right? But I want to know why it's some of the stuff that was said. So here's the thing. I'm going to keep it real with you with the Conservative Party. And like I said, if people want to get mad at me, it's just the honest truth. It is what it is. Because she's kind of saying it, but she's not. There were a lot of very controversial things that were said, that they were jokes, right? Y'all know me. I'm always here for a joke. I joke with my own people. I joke on Haitians all the time. I tell you the truth about Haitians. I said they need to be deported. And hold on. And Haitians are, you know, fresh Haitians coming from the boat are not American. They shouldn't be here. Okay. Some of the stuff that was said was very controversial, but I noticed that there were a lot of Jewish people saying it. And so why is it okay for them to say certain things about other groups, but we can't talk about them? You let that marinate. Anyway, so let's go ahead and see what kind of questions she has for Byron Donalds.
Told what to do or what not to do. How about being brought on stage immediately after a speaker who used this music in his introduction?
Oh, I wish I was.
In case you can't quite make that out, that's Elvis Presley's take on Dixieland. Look away, look away, look away. All that old-time racism nostalgia.
Girl, bye. You're not ready to even call everything out for what it really is. I'm going to keep it real with you. Donald Trump's donors have given him the opportunity to... They're giving you fake conservatism, like being edgy. Look, I'm going to laugh at it. Listen, I'm trying to, make sure that I am up for the voter, for the night, the election night. I want to stream, and I'm here for the content. I'm absolutely here for the content. I'm not mad at any joke that's made. I mean, seriously, I'm not. But I'm also not dumb. This is appropriate now because America is going to be given this swing back to so-called conservatism, but it's allowed. It's an allowed conservatism that Donald Trump's donors are saying that he's allowed to have now. So they can be so-called as racist as they want to be while we still are an occupied government. But in the meantime, Joy Reid's not going to tell you that. So she doesn't deserve to be heard, in my opinion. And they really have to do something about that makeup because I'm not really understanding why they would do, like, I could get like the green, but they should have put like maybe some gold to the side of the eyeshadow because like I really I don't know what's going on here. And her thinking that she's gonna come at Dr. Phil, I'm feeling some type of way about. I'm just gonna say, like, you're not coming at Dr. Phil. He can be there. He's always calm. He did not get his job off DEI. He went to school. He learned to do what he did. So I don't know what you're talking about. And she's just so smug and miserable, just so she knows her job is on the line. Because really, it doesn't matter how anybody feels. We're tired of this stuff, this boring, like, always complaining. So they're going to get ready to complain. Although I'm here for the content because they're going to go off next Tuesday. They are going to go off, and I'm going to love every second of it. I don't care. I'm still petty. I'm going to love every second of it. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.